show would air on Sunday, and by Friday I would need to have it would need to be submitted on Saturday. Nobody works on Saturday, so you have to
Right.
pretty much do your interview on Friday. And there were instances where I had an interview booked for like Friday, and if somebody bails on you on Friday,
You have
then
nothing.
you have nothing. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, I have a show that's gonna be, and so I had some homies who like really stepped in and saved me.
Aw.
Like Al Franken.
I was gonna say who?
Al Franken, like I would call him up. I'd be like, Al, I have nobody, and like X, so and so just bailed on me, and Al was like, all right, when do you need me? And just like Al Franken, just like what a
That's
fucking homie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like it's funny, when I had the idea for this podcast, a year ago, I lied. I sent a bunch of members, offices, comms offices, emails. I didn't know anyone on the Hill.
Yeah.
People think I had these connections. I had never been to Capitol Hill, until the Medicare briefing earlier this year, one of them. I emailed a bunch of them about my upcoming podcast, which was not technically a lie.
Yeah. Everything is upcoming.
Everything,
Technically.
it's upcoming. It's here.
Yeah.
It was upcoming. And the only member, her office, who said yes to me was Jasmine Crockett.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And by the way, like you remember those people
Forever.
who showed up. Yeah.
I feel that way about you being here.
Oh, wow.
It's a Monday, like noon. This is kind of like your prime working hours, and I'm aware of that.
Yeah. Well, every hour is my prime. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
Brian Tyler Cohen, so excited to have you here.
Thanks for having me. Congrats on the show.
Thank you.
Very excited.
I'm so excited. You're a trusted source for millions of people, billions of views on YouTube, New York Times bestseller, American heartthrob, by the way.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, I have to say, I think I've told you this story before, but the funniest DM I think I've ever gotten, it's DM Hall of Fame for me. And for context, people, will chirp me in my DMs, and like, I'll chirp them back. But if it's respectful, like, I don't care. You don't have to agree with me. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome on my page. Just don't like embarrass yourself. Be good at it.
I'm so afraid. Is it? I don't even remember if it's
no,
me or not.
No, it's not. It's good towards you. It's mean towards me, which is, perfect. As long as you don't embarrass yourself when you're talking shit, you can talk shit to me. Be good at it. That's all I ask, truly. I don't ask for much. So, this person I had chirped before, but someone had like talked about me and you maybe in like a video or something. I don't remember the context. And I had maybe posted like an Instagram story about it or something. This girl DMs me. She's like, I don't like you at all. I think you're stupid. Everything you say sucks. Like, wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. Like, don't care about you. If I saw you, drowning in an ocean, wouldn't save you. But Brian Tyler Cohen is one of the nicest guys I've ever met. We went to high school together. He was my prom date, whatever. So I'm on your side for this one.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. And I literally, she was like one of my best friends in the world. It's his sister, and she and I are at each other's throats. I mean, diametrically opposed on the political spectrum. It takes those rare instances where you do know people in real life to show that there can be some shred of humanity.
Yeah.
And like existing online, that goes away so fast, and it's a reminder for myself that like there are instances where it's okay to touch grass and like be out among real human beings with pulses, and not just like isolate yourself just to the bowels of the internet, because your reality will become distorted very quickly. I say this after like 10 years, like just like in the fucking hellscape that is the internet. So yeah.
Yeah. How has that been for you? Like, walk me through what that's been like. You are perceived by so many people. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's, do you mean mental health wise, or do you mean like how it started?
I would say mental health wise. Yeah. What's that like?
Oh, that part's less good. So I can say this. In the beginning, I used to be really good at compartmentalizing.
Yeah.
And so I started in roughly 2017 or so, and it was the beginning of the Trump administration, and shit was bad. But I used to be really good at doing my work, going home, turning that part of my brain off. And by the way, I'm lucky enough to be in a position where I was able to turn my brain off.
Totally.
So that I wasn't, that part wasn't lost on me.
Yeah.
But turn my brain off and go do my thing. And now, like, cut to over the last almost 10 years, it's just so hard to pull yourself away from like just the toxic sludge that is the online ecosystem.
Yeah.
And by the way, the whole thing is created and put together in such a way that there are like they're like addictive properties to the internet. So it's created in such a way that you can't separate yourself from it.
Going back to the girl from your high school, I hope she's listening to this. I consider her a dear friend. I want to add her to my holiday card list. I'm like, you're family now. That was the funniest. Have you ever had like a hate comment or a DM that like made you laugh?
I had to learn really quickly not to engage, which really, for somebody whose job in large part is to debate people and persuade people, to have instances where somebody puts themselves out there and like expects a response, to then have to like not engage because it never. The one thing I've learned is like nothing good ever comes out of it. Nothing good ever comes out of like responding to comments by people who are in your DMs.
This is advice I need.
I've never walked away from responding to like a DM, in my messages and been like, this was wholesome.
Yeah, a different time they were like, you look kind of cross-eyed in one of your videos, and I watched it back and I was like, I kind of do. And I made an appointment with my optometrist. When a hate comment has you pulling out your insurance card and looking up your copay and your deductible, they have won that exchange.
But like, see, that's the kind of thing where it's like, where were your friends? Your friends should have been the one telling you that.
Right?
And so like,
where were you?
Yeah.
Why weren't you telling me
those
that?
are those instances where like, if they're filling the position where like your dear friend should be like telling you what you need to do, then like you fill the spot however you can.
They're like I said, they're family. Some
right.
of them are family. I mean, they're part of the reason I have this podcast.
Marissa is going to be so excited when I send her this video. That's the girl that you're talking about. She's going to be so excited when I send her this video.
Oh my God, I love her. I want her to send me her address.
This is the part where we
I'll
have
send
to
her a
like,
holiday
these
card.
are the overtures you make to people to like slowly get them on your side, you know?
I totally agree. I made a video of Nancy Mace the other day, making fun of her, and one of my, someone I know who's like super MAGA, he was like, okay, this is funny. And that's where a lot of it starts. That's where it started for me. I was never MAGA, for the record, never was MAGA. But like comedy was really what helped bridge that gap for me, because you're able to laugh about things.
Who was it?
It was a local DC comic. I don't actually remember who exactly it was. You know what? It was one of my friends, Haywood Turnipseed. And then right after him was one of my best friends, Jordan Seague. And then right after them was another Black comic. And like all of their, and I was already not like a Republican before them, but I was kind of floating in that no man's land of like, I know these people are bad. Those people also kind of seem like they suck, those people being the left. And I do think a lot of people suck on the left. I think there's annoying people everywhere, right? Yeah. I think ultimately we are good people, but some people can be insufferable. But all of their experiences that they described with racism were all very similar.
Yeah.
And I was like, is it more likely that all of these people are lying about their lived experiences, or do they maybe know better than the people on Fox News who are telling me what their lived experience actually is, even though they don't live it themselves? Yeah.
Two things on that. First, Haywood Turnipseed.
Yeah.
Real name?
Oh, he's going to love this. Haywood Turnipseed. I don't know how tall he is. 6'8", perhaps. The deepest laugh. The most talented, funny guy, and one of the nicest.
Real name?
Also,
real name?
Haywood Turnipseed. That's his real name.
Yes.
Also a homie. Like, he believed in me, from day one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is like Jon Stewart is why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Like I watched
really?
Jon Stewart for years and years and years, and there was like an episode. I'm sure people who are watching or listening to this will remember. There was an episode where he was on with Bill. Oh man. Really tall guy, used to be a Fox host. I can't believe I'm blanking on his name right now. But Bill something, and John and Bill had like they went at it all the time.
Yeah.
And they had a debate on stage. And actually, Jon Stewart had like a hydraulic system because Bill was so much taller than him. He's like a foot taller than him as it is, and so John had like a hydraulic system where it would make him go taller. And there was one point in the debate where John was going off on this like epic masterclass like rant, and he was like he just was like crushing it, like everybody on their feet, and he was raising his riser as he was doing it, so he was getting physically taller as he was like holding it down. But in any case, like Jon Stewart was like my inspiration for doing any of this. And prior to doing political commentary, I was an actor.
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
And I was like, I remember the day where I don't know what correspondent it was who left the show.
Yeah.
But somebody left the show and they're like, we have an opening. I was so fucking excited. And I put together my audition, and and they loved it, and I work on the Daily Show now. No,
Wait.
no.
I was like, wait, is this an announcement?
No, it obviously was terrible because nobody ever called me back, and I just like sat there and waited like by my mailbox, like my metaphorical mailbox, just waiting, and nobody ever called me
and
back.
And maybe your physical mailbox as well,
maybe
just
my physical
in case,
mailbox,
you know.
And it was all for the best because like, you know, I get to work for myself now, and that's great. But yeah, I mean, I still hang on his every word.
Who else would you say has influenced your style? Is there anyone who you're like, I love what they're doing, I want to do my version of that kind of?
Yeah, so on the straight commentary, no one. I actually don't really consume a lot of content. I just kind of like I've always just tried to do my thing.
You're producing, yeah.
Yeah. But on the comedy front, Jon Stewart and Seth Meyers have been huge inspirations. And you're right, like comedy is what, unless you're seeking this stuff out, you need to have some way of like drawing people into this stuff. I think comedy is a really great way of showing people the absurdity of what's happening.
100%.
And in a moment like this where there's so much that's absurd, like that I think is the most potent tool. So even though I don't do much comedic content now, like I have one show that's expressly like comedic. It's called Another Day. But otherwise, the vast majority of my content is actually pretty fucking grim.
Yeah.
Because the political like environment right now is pretty fucking grim.
Yeah, but you're a funny dude. Like I don't think people like. I think of you as Brian Tyler Broen. Like you are very much a bro. You're very much fun. You're a really good time. One thing you did that absolutely killed me. We were at a White House Correspondents' Dinner event. I think we were talking about like, oh, you know, we've just been working a lot. Need to like catch up on our doctor's appointments, whatever. I don't know if you remember this. And I was like. You were like, oh yeah, I've got to make that interview with my doctor. Like I really need to make an interview with my doctor. I go, hey, Brian, that's called an appointment.
I was like,
hey, bud, when's the last time you took a day off?
You know who would be a really good interview? It's my doctor. Doctor, I think I can get her. I'll send her the Zoom link, and I think we can get 20 minutes
send
max.
Her the talking points in advance.
I'll send it to her press secretary. Yeah. Get my doctor on, and we can just chat. No topics off limit.
Yeah, no topics off limit. Not sending prep notes in advance. Yeah. She'll send the follow up.
Yeah,
you can collab.
Yeah, it'll be. I'll send her collab requests on Instagram.
So you mentioned you were an actor, and I think you might still do it here and there.
No, it's been a minute.
It's been a while.
It's been like almost 10 years now. And I'm so happy about that.
Are you?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I remember like the last audition that I went on, and it was for like, I can't even remember. It was for like Doritos or something. And I remember sitting in the waiting room, and like the country was crumbling, although by today's standards it looks quaint.
Right.
And I'm like sitting in this audition room. It's like some cattle call. So there's like 100 of us, and I'm like, what am I doing?
That's wild that you're sitting in the room with so many people.
You sit out like in the waiting room.
Against.
Yeah. And
sizing everyone up, I imagine.
The worst is when there's roles that this doesn't often happen for commercials because they sometimes don't know what they're looking for. But in theatrical roles, they'll have a very specific look that they're going for. And so you sit in a waiting room with people who all look pretty much the same as you.
Wild.
And inevitably there's going to be better looking people than you. So you're just like surrounded by just like, you're like the parallel universe Simpsons character where like they're the good looking ones and you're just like a little bit uglier.
I think I'd be looking around like who's the best looking version of me?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You know?
And you're like, and you know, if by chance you ever felt good about yourself, go into an audition room where you have 10 other people, you will find someone taller than you, prettier than you, thinner than you, better built than you. And then the best is you get to listen to them do a great job in the audition room if you're close enough. And you're just going and you're just like in your head the entire time. Really healthy. So I'm glad I left that very healthy environment for politics.
For this super healthy environment.
For
but
politics.
I think what you just said, this is actually advice I give people, and it sounds very counterintuitive. I remind myself all the time, there's always going to be someone prettier, funnier, smarter, you know, like better at their job, whatever it is. And knowing that and entering the day with that knowledge, then I don't have to compete with people, and I can genuinely just like be myself and be like the combination of all the factors that makes me who I am. You know what I mean?
And I think that shows too. Like it's people don't like the thing about it. I think the best point that you can like put forward is just confidence. In like whatever it is that you're doing. Which by the way is again like why I try not to consume content that I think I think would influence mine, because I just want to do whatever I think is I know that if I'm going to start looking all throughout Twitter, looking at YouTube, and in advance of putting some content together, in advance of giving my take on something, that will invariably influence like how I think. And so I'd rather just kind of do my thing and put my head down and just give my take, as opposed to having it be some consortium of like multiple people's different takes.
Consortium.
Some like
damn.
Of like some you know.
No, totally.
Now I'm trying to think of the dumbed down version of it.
I'm like, break it down. My audience doesn't need it. I do. Oh my God. My friend Eric the other day, he said copacetic. Oh, that was when I sent you the video. So we're looking at their dog, Atlas. They're going to love this. Looking at their dog, Atlas. I'm videoing him because he's so locked in on this tennis ball. So locked in. And then Alex in the background is like, have you ever met Brian Tyler Cohen in real life? And I like, that was not planned. That was not staged. And I start cracking up. I'm like, yeah. And he goes, is he as hot and good looking in real life as he is online? And I was like, yes to both. Yes to both.
The best part of the video was just seeing the dog. The dog was just like locked in. I don't know what the dog is locked in on, but it was clearly an old dog, like a senior dog. And I have all the sympathy on the planet for any senior dogs. And
you have a senior dog.
I do. I do have a senior dog. That dog, my mental health hinges on this dog like a paperclip holding up a building that's about to fall down.
Totally hear that.
Like, I don't know if that's more of a compliment of the dog or like a testament to the disastrous state of my mind.
Could also be an OCD. You know, that's a big trigger for me. Like, I'll just look at my dog and I'm like, if you ever die, it'll be the worst day of my life. Like, you can never die. Did you ever see Bad Vegan, that documentary?
No.
I didn't watch the whole thing, and I don't have all the context. I know she's problematic, right? But there was a part where she was doing all this stuff because she was trying to develop a drug that would help her dog live forever.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm on her side.
There is a drug that's coming out. So
I saw that.
I don't remember the company, but it's called LOY, like Loyal. I think the company's called Loyal. And I think it's called LOY001.
Okay.
And so it's for big dogs, which broke my heart because my dog is a small dog. And so it's for big dogs to allow them to live as long as small dogs would live.
Yeah.
And so I'm waiting for a drug that would help small dogs live as long as people would live. But absent that,
or forever,
I have not on a non-zero amount of occasions told my dog that if there was a way for me to give years of my life to him, that I would do that.
And ideally match them up.
Exactly.
So I never have to live without them.
When you go, I go. I was like, what is it? However many years I have to give up so that we're even. We'll go on the same day.
No, like, and I think you mean that with your full cast. And I mean it as well. Like, we're not kidding. Were you always a dog person? Did you have dogs growing up?
Yeah, always had. Like, so there's a phenomenon on like TikTok and Instagram where I'm not sure if you've seen, they look like drunk cats.
Drunk cats?
So if you haven't seen it, you'll see it when it comes across your thing. So
my phone's listening to me right now. And
so you'll have like 12 of them served to you by the time this is over. But there are these cats that will like take a few steps and then topple over, and then take a few more steps and topple over, and it looks like they're drunk.
Yeah.
And they have something called they're CH cats. It's something called cerebellar hypoplasia. Okay. And it's a neurological disorder, and it just means that they don't have balance. But they live as long as other cats. Most people don't want them, and so most people don't want them because they're a lot to take care of.
Yeah.
And like it's a cat with a neurological disorder, you know?
Yeah.
So I always had them growing up. And like my whole life before they were like kind of a thing on TikTok, like we just had them.
And why?
My mom would get them because like she was like, no one's gonna take them, and so we always had them. And like ironically, the first one we had was named Spunky.
Yeah,
which is like the ultimate irony because the cat was like toppling over. But like anyway,
that's such a nice way to put it.
Yeah. So we had Spunky. And by the way, my mom would name the animals like really, really common human names. So we had Cody and Jake. And
obsessed. I have a dog named Colin. I'm like, and he's a Colin.
We had a guinea pig named Hannah, who is now like
not a guinea pig named Hannah. That's so funny.
Full-blown human name, like guinea pig named Hannah.
Hannah Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Like what?
And we had my dogs growing up were Grace, Lillian, Kevin.
I'm sorry, Lillian and Kevin is so funny.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like I have family members named like Shadow and Spot. And like,
right. Exactly. Humans. Reverse.
So we always had those CH cats always growing up. Aww. And so yeah, but we had those. We had dogs. We just like Animal House.
You're an animal guy.
Yeah.
about you growing up. Describe to me what you were like as a kid.
Well, as a kid,
and then through high school.
It makes me sad because I think about my childhood and I think about like growing up in the 90s, and there's a very specific like pre-internet age that I'm so nostalgic for, and you couldn't call anybody because nobody had cell phones. You had landlines in the kitchen.
Did you have a car phone ever? We had a car phone.
No, I think that was like a wealthy.
We were not wealthy. My mom was just on there to call the railroad when the train would be stuck in Manassas, Virginia. My mom would call. They'd be like, "Hey Nancy, yeah, it'll be gone." Like I think we had it for that sole purpose.
We did not. I was in New Jersey. We did not have railroads in New Jersey nearby. But like the way you would find your friends is by riding your bike around the neighborhood and looking to see where all the bikes were. And if you saw everybody's bike on the front lawn, like thrown onto the front lawn, that's whose house you would walk into. You would just walk into their house, and like it was the regular suburbs. So like that's how you would find people. And I loved like WWF, which is WWE now.
Who's your favorite?
I haven't watched it in like 20 something years, but there was something called D-Generation X.
Yeah.
Which is like there was 5 people. It was Triple H, China, X-Pac, Badass Billy Gunn, and Road Dogg Jesse James. And they were like kind of the bad guys in this. But I loved those 2 guys. I loved Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Who I think is like maybe like owns the thing or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. But I would watch this. It was WWF. It was called the Attitude Era. And it was when like Undertaker and Kane and Mick Foley were there.
Is Undertaker the one who passed really tragically? Who's the one who fell from the ceiling? I got really into WWE
that
lore.
Was Owen Hart.
That's insane.
Yeah,
dude.
that was all in the same era.
Undertaker was his rival, I think. Was he gonna fight?
I don't know
Undertaker?
I don't know if he was gonna fight him. Undertaker was always like one of the main guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, Owen Hart like was coming down from the ceiling on a zip line and it snapped, and I remember that happening. And you don't really know, like, you know, everything is like catastrophes that they pretend are real. And so you didn't know at the time.
Literally, yeah.
Because the whole show is like bad things happening, and then like, you know, gurneys being pulled in and ambulances all the time.
Yeah, right.
Like,
there needs to be a safe word for wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hey, this is actually a real tragedy.
Yeah,
like,
and I mean, we found out afterwards, but like you also allow
sad.
yourself to live in that world of like, it's called kayfabe. It's everybody's suspended. You suspend reality in deference to the show. And so like you know it's all fake in the back of your mind. Maybe I didn't at like 10, but like everybody kind of knows it's fake. But once you're all on that same playing field of, okay, we're all gonna suspend reality, then you can enjoy the show.
Okay, I have always thought that about like scary movies. I'm like, the concept of scary movies is so weird to me because your brain knows the entire time this isn't real.
Yeah.
But you're scared the whole time. Like, I'm like, how is that possible?
So like good movies, good scary movies, like will do that where you don't even have to think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you look at a movie like It Follows, for example, do you remember that one?
If it's scary, I probably haven't seen it.
I've seen like every scary movie.
Are you like a movie guy?
I'm a scary movie guy.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, that's a great question. I think It Follows probably is one of the best scary movies ever made. Blair Witch Project was like OG.
That was crazy.
That was super creepy. Paranormal Activity, for example, where it was just like you would see those videos of somebody's blanket being pulled off them in the middle of the night. That was that kind of stuff where it can really happen, and you don't need to rely on all of the, you know, whatever from The Conjuring and, you know, all like the fantastical stuff. When it's just like shit that could be real. That's when you have like a creepy ass movie.
No, seriously. And like, so I grew up Catholic, and like still to this day, like it kind of freaks me out. But like anything around like possession and like demons, like that scares the shit out of me because I totally believe that that's real and can happen. So like, I don't mess with Ouija boards. There was a Ouija board. My sister did it. I didn't even do it. I was at my Aunt Suzanne's house, who I'm named after, obviously. And they asked, like, are there ghosts in the room or whatever? And at that moment, they asked, like, the Ouija board. I don't even like saying it. Like, I don't like saying, like, Voldemort still. Like, I don't even like saying Ouija board. But all the lights went out. And I was like, oh, hell no. So I don't like being around mirrors and dark rooms with, like, the Bloody Mary stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not messing.
Most of my childhood was spent being afraid of mirrors because of Bloody Mary.
Okay, but I want to hear about you as a kid. Like, describe to me introverted, extroverted, teacher's pet, class clown. Like, I want to know, like, BTC.
Yeah, I think extroverted for sure. I was really good at school, but I was definitely like a clown. And I did all the sports. I wrestled for like most of
Oh, you did?
my life. Yeah,
Okay.
all throughout middle school, all throughout high school, a little bit into college. But then in college, I had to decide whether I wanted to wrestle or be in a frat. So went the frat route. Thought it
Yeah.
would be more
What
fun.
frat were you in?
Delta Tau Delta.
Oh, okay. Dotty dot. Yeah, they're at Georgia. They're on Greek Circle. They have a nice house.
Yeah. So like my college where I went to, Lehigh, it was one of the biggest frat life schools in the country at the time. And I think when I got there, Playboy had us ranked top 10 biggest party schools in the country. I think we were like 3 or 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was like the best time ever. So I wrestled for a hot minute there, and but you have to decide if that's what you want your thing to be. And then your whole social circle is just athletics. You have to like make a decision. And I wanted to do both. But Lehigh was had such big like frat life and like big Greek life that I just like I was like I have to do that.
Yeah.
Like there's no future in wrestling unless you're gonna be like like go into like WWE.
Which you could. Wait, okay. If you were a wrestler, have you thought about what your wrestling name would be? I know you have.
No,
You haven't?
I haven't. But like my whole childhood, I was so obsessed with WWF and didn't realize that I could actually do it. And then in 7th grade, I was like 70 pounds, and I was like, wait, you can do this as a sport?
Stop.
And I did it, and I mean, it was great. Like wrestling teaches you so much discipline, and I mean, there were days, it was a ton of weight cutting. So there were days where I would literally go into school and I would bring like a baggie of lettuce for lunch. And like, that's all. And otherwise, I'm sure anybody who had like a decent wrestling team in their high school remembers like people
They're always in their hoodies.
in their hoodies or garbage bags to sweat out. Like
garbage bags.
Yeah, because you want to sweat. And so you have to, if you want to make weight, if you're wrestling at like 125, if you're 125.1, you don't make weight.
Do it.
So you have to, like you're going in the morning, we would go in the morning, go into our field house, weigh ourselves and see like, if I'm wrestling 125, like I did in high school, and I'm like 126.2, I'm like, all right, I could float, 1.2 pounds over the day. But like, there were guys that would come in like 3 pounds over or something like that. And then you have to figure out how
you're going to shed 3 pounds.
How you're going to shed 3 pounds. And so my high school was so good. All the teachers would let us do whatever we needed to do. And so if we're like, hey, I gotta go run, they would just let you go run.
That's nice.
And so you're just in, wearing a garbage bag or wearing like a couple of hoodies, wearing a couple of pairs of sweatpants, sprinting around the gymnasium. And like, that's how it was,
So you've always been intense.
Yeah. It's a very like nothing in moderation mentality. So
what's your fitness routine like now?
Now, I try to get to the gym like 4 days a week if I can. I really miss like combat sports. I herniated a couple of discs in my spine when I wrestled.
That sucks.
And so like I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Are you like bulking and cutting, or are you just kind of?
No, there's no cutting. I'm never gonna cut again. In fact, if there's ever any holidays where people are like, "Oh, did you fast?" and I'm the most secular person ever, but if someone's like, "Oh, are you fasting for this holiday?" I'm like, I fasted for like 10 years.
I've banked my fast.
I banked my fast for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like I would go like 10 months cutting weight and for wrestling. And so I did it. I put in my time. I'm eating every day.
I totally get, everyone's different, but I respect that. Like ultimately, you got to do what's best for you.
Yeah.
So
like if I can get to the gym, then I'm happy. And that's like, which I need, by the way. That's my 1 hour a day of just like headphones in, music on.
What are you listening to at the gym?
I have a playlist that's like.
Can I guess?
You'll never guess. But
is it? I think it's like classic rock.
No.
Metal?
No.
What?
EDM. I'll listen to like, but it's like EDM/trance. Like I'll listen to Pretty Lights.
Okay.
So there's a song, Pretty Lights is the DJ, and Finally Moving is one of his songs. And it's the best. And so I have a playlist. I have a Pandora playlist that just like gets
Pandora.
I know.
Pandora
By
mentioned.
The way, I think I'm the only person.
Funny.
I think I'm the only person who listens to Pandora still.
I believe you are as well. Do you have the ad-free version at least? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank God.
But everybody else listens to Spotify. I'm like, nah, I don't need that.
I'm gonna put him on last for a second. You know who has YouTube with ads?
Who?
Maxwell Frost.
Really? I mean, look.
Like, it's a government shutdown. Look.
Yeah.
So the whole namesake of the show is Mean But True, right? Now, you're a really nice guy. And I also want to say this before I even ask this question and start this segment. you are genuinely like one of the nicest people. I was talking with a creator, I'm not going to name them, but the other day, and they were like, you know, maybe having issues with like their YouTube channel. And you called them out of the blue and gave them all this advice on like how to maintain ownership of their account. You did that for me. I have a YouTube impersonator. You got on the phone with me and we're walking through like step by step. And beyond that, like you're just a nice dude. And I hope you know that like you make such a difference and you boost so many people. Not me getting like a little emotional right now. Full disclosure, that same friend gave me an edible and I don't know what kind it was. And I did take a bite out of it this morning just to kind of, you know, loosen up a little bit.
Ease your way in.
So I'm not totally sure like what vibe I'm on right now.
When this episode comes out, it's going to be a surprise to everybody, including
me. Yeah. But no, I feel great. But you have done so much like to boost other people, to boost people's careers. And if you didn't, like, you wouldn't be here.
Oh,
so I hope you just know, like, you're that dude. And, like, I've always got your back forever. And so does Marissa.
That's right.
Marissa, perhaps more than me.
I think this is going to really work wonders in terms of, like, maybe not fully proselytizing, but, like, you know, starting
number two.
Starting to, like, get her.
I'm from Georgia, Brian.
Well, if anybody should know what proselytize means, it's someone from the South.
Okay,
just say
what does that mean? I don't know.
Like to convert them, like to like try to like
Oh yeah, they're big about converting down there. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
Which is wild for me because I have friends from like Texas, and I mean, you may be able to speak to this too, but like this idea of like when people grow up in these super religious environments, which were just absent. I mean, even for me growing up in New Jersey, we had everything. I'm Jewish, but you know, my best friends were like Italian. Most kids that I grew up with were Christian, but there was never any like religion was so not present in our lives, like so not present. And I never went to temple ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been to temple maybe like two or three times.
I didn't know that.
Only for like bar or bat mitzvahs. But like I'm as secular as it gets, culturally Jewish, plenty of guilt and an affinity for bagels. But like other than that,
what's your favorite kind of bagel?
Onion bagel.
Onion toasted with
nothing.
Plain?
Yeah. In fact,
hold on.
So okay,
no butter, no cream.
No, nothing. But I have a dairy allergy. So
there's dairy-free butter and cream cheese.
But like, if you are allergic to dairy for long enough, you'll have like a learned aversion to white things. You know?
I totally hear you on that.
So even if there's now I live in
like Pavlov's yourself.
100%.
Yeah.
I live in LA. It's the best city in the world for alternatives to dairy products.
So such healthy, good stuff here.
And I will not eat any. They're like, oh, there's like a almond cheese like alternative. You'll never know. It'll taste the same. I'm like, I don't want it. Like I don't want any sauce or anything like that. I've just like had so much of my life where I've just been so like opposed to it that I eat bagels like just for the bread, just for the bagel.
I would describe you as an old soul. I feel like you're an old man in a young man's body. Do you agree with that?
I feel like I've the transition to what used to be like, I mean, from what used to be my whole life was my fraternity and going out and partying. I remember like walking into like La Vela, which is a big club in like
Club La Vela. We talked about this.
In like Panama City Beach, Florida.
R.I.P. Rest in peace, Club La Vela.
I remember walking in at like 20 years old and being like, how could anybody not want to do this always?
This
for their whole life. This is the best. I will do this forever.
Describe for those who are, by the way, I was in there 15 years old dancing to Love in This Club by Usher. Describe Club La Vela to those unaware.
Is what is in my memory from my 20-year-old self is like 100,000 square feet of just bass. Bass and drinks that come in cups that are this big. And it's in Panama City Beach, Florida, which is like where you go, you know, when you want
where dreams and futures go to die.
Correct.
Often.
And had a few scraps with like local law enforcement.
And if you didn't, you were a loser.
You're not doing it right.
If you didn't, you were lame for not.
And like, it was just great. Do Gen Zs not drink? Do they not like,
so no.
Do they not engage in debauchery?
Well, can I also just say, I'm like, I cannot believe, and my parents were like pretty strict.
Yeah.
And I think they knew I was a good kid. Like I wasn't actually like getting into like actual bad stuff. I was allowed to go to spring break on Panama City Beach with no parents senior year of high school. I would never let my future kids, knowing what I was up to down there.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
It's always like, it's got to skip a generation because if your parents went, then they would not let you go. And if they didn't go, then they'll
and they
happily,
shouldn't.
Yeah.
My dad, God bless him, and my dad gets out of the hospital today, which is great. He was having some problems, but you know, it was so funny because my dad was like a hippie in the 70s, like rocker, whatever. So my dad one time, it was like 2 a.m. I had some girlfriends spending the night. This guy had a huge crush on. He was like, hey, do you want to come over? So I asked my dad. I didn't sneak out. I actually have never snuck out. I was too afraid to do that. I was like, Dad, can we go to Justin Brown's house? The answer should have been absolutely not. Instead, my dad was like, yeah, just be home by 4.
4 in the morning?
That was his attempt at like setting boundaries and rules.
4 in the morning?
And you know what? We did.
Yeah.
We made it back. One thing I wanted to say before
at what time?
We made it back by 4.
Like at that point, what can't you accomplish between 9 p.m. and 3:45 a.m. that would even like warrant having a curfew at all?
Genuinely, I think we just like played beer pong, and you know, you're a beer pong guy, by the way. You're a good beer pong player.
So my college, and I'm sure everybody says this about their college, but I'm pretty sure my college created Beirut, like beer pong.
Yeah.
And so there was like a storied tradition.
Oh, is that its Christian name?
I think
Beirut?
that's its government name.
That's its government name? Oh, yeah. It's multi-denominational. On that note, so I grew up Catholic, right? But like Catholics are not what people think they are. Like we're not JD Vance Catholics. I call them new money Catholics. Like these new like conservative like converts to Catholicism are not how like normal Catholic people act. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you know, growing up, because you know we pray to saints and stuff, I would have kids in my class be like, "Well, you pray to," they're like, "You know you're going to hell, right?" And I'd be like, "I mean, probably, but why are you saying that?" Yeah. You know, what prompts you to bring this to my attention today specifically? Yeah. What did I do now? And they're like, well, you pray to like saints and those are false gods, so you're going to hell. And I'm like, I don't see you bringing that energy on St. Valentine's Day or St. Patrick's Day. You guys are pretty down with the saints on those days. And then when I went to their churches, like they would pass out, you know, we have chalices, like actual goblets with jewels, and we're getting wine. Like, you know, we have like refreshments at Catholic Church. They had like grape juice and Dixie cups. And I was like, y'all don't even have alcohol? Like I was hoping for a nice Pinot Grigio to start my Sunday, you know?
I'm always so fascinated by the people. Like this is what I was telling you before. Like I have friends who are like from Texas, from these places that have like a long storied tradition of like deep-seated religion.
Oh yeah.
And it's so I have a friend Katie out here, and she tells me, and it feels like it's like escaping Amish, like the way she tells me that like how she was raised and like what it's like to get out and see that the, you know, it's fascinating to me. What was the most striking, I mean, you know, like what was the most striking thing from like your childhood, what you were led to maybe believe or taught, versus like when you became an adult and
oh my God,
got outside the bubble?
So many things. Genuinely, we were taught that the Civil War was over states' rights. States' rights to
do what?
Was never fully elaborated on.
That was never discussed.
We were genuinely taught that. Granted, we were still, you know, you were still allowed to say slavery was bad back then. I don't know where Trump stands on that now. You know, I don't know if that's still allowed in schools.
I don't think so.
So we were never like, yay, slavery. But like genuinely, we were taught it was more so over states' rights. Yeah. So like getting to college and learning about Emmett Till was, I mean, incredibly eye-opening, right? Also just like the idea that economic inequality like doesn't exist, how it's all based on virtue and, you know, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. It's like, no, there's actually a million things that impede people's ability to succeed. Yeah. I mean, learning about like people with disabilities, like if you get married, you can lose your disability benefits, like just like wild things that are built into our system.
Damn, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, it's wild. It's crazy. So we're coming towards the end. So the whole reason I have this podcast, it's mean but true. Yeah. You are a nice guy. Yeah, I'm going to ask you to be a little mean. Okay. What's something mean you would like to get off your chest? Something mean but true.
Well, so I grew up in Jersey, so all of my sports teams were New York teams. The city I would go to whenever I wanted to leave Jersey was New York, and so like, my whole family's from New York, and I think that Philadelphia kind of sucks. and
Speak
like
on it.
and like there's like nothing there,
Uh-huh.
and except for like the bell, the Liberty Bell, and
Hey, by the way, we get it.
and like that's broken.
It's cracked.
It's cracked, and also like just all of like
Right.
metaphor. And yeah, I think people like to pretend that Philly is like a great, like a great
Yeah.
Americana city, but like there's really not much happening in Philly, and I feel like Philly tries so hard to be like the cooler like the funky cool alternative to New York, but like New York is a much
It's
New York
not.
is like, I say this as somebody who's lived in LA for 15 years. New York is the greatest city in the world.
I could not agree more. I do love the Ritz-Carlton in Philadelphia. Is really nice. If you ever get a chance to go there, but it doesn't sound like you're trying to hop over there anytime soon. I feel like Jersey gets a lot of undeserved hate.
Jersey gets so much undeserved hate, and Jersey's better than Philly too.
Do they? Oh wait, do they actually try to say they're better than you? I don't actually know the lore there.
First of all, the whole, like, being from Jersey, all 49 other states hate on New Jersey.
Yeah, it's actually
But I feel
insane.
like a lot of that hate comes from the fact that like if you're spending that much time thinking about New Jersey, there's a reason.
Oh, you're obsessed.
You're obsessed.
You're in love with New Jersey.
Like,
no,
I think you're in love with New Jersey.
No, literally. I do that when I'm at the gym and how sometimes you'll be in your head, like everyone's looking at me and they're not, by the way. Like no one gives a shit. I'm like, I'll be like, oh my God, they're obsessed with me. Like they're in love with me. I'm actually scared. Like I make it, I'm like, no, they're not talking shit. They are gonna ask me on a date. That's how I kind of like mind fuck myself into it.
That is the country against New Jersey. So I'm actually gonna alter my initial thing and say that New Jersey is actually better than New York now too. And
that's a big one.
We have like.
Are you standing all 10 toes down on that or like 8 toes?
No, I'll go 10.
You're going 10?
Yeah. New Jersey was a great place to grow up. Everybody hates on Jersey. It's for a reason. New Jersey's like the most.
Why do they hate you guys so much?
Because we don't pump our own gas,
which I love.
Which is
what's the
not to
problem?
love. And like everyone has so much attitude in New Jersey.
That's why I like,
which is great.
Men from New Jersey I like a lot.
And by the way, there's like a really thick North Jersey accent that for most people in the country is so off-putting.
Can you do it?
I have words that I've like unlearned. Like I went to college and when you put your socks in a drawer.
Yeah.
I like went to college and I was like, where's open the drawer. And like that's how I would just talk.
BTC, I need you to enter that like North Jersey era.
This is like water.
I want you to go back to that so bad.
I had to unlearn these things.
Were you like muscle tea?
So I had a shirt, I think in like, actually this might have been college, but I had a shirt that said, what was it? It was like, I mean, every like millennial had this shirt, but it was like that, we had like our like spring break back-to-back World War champions, and the back of my shirt said Obama got Osama, and I had 2 diamond studs. And I'm not gonna tell you, like I had more than that.
I need the photo.
I had 2 diamond studs, wore like flat brim backwards hat, and
you were a menace.
I lived at the shore. Like I lived at the Jersey Shore before the show came on, and I was like pissed at the show because I was like, the show's like a little bit extra.
Did you want to be on it?
No, I didn't want to be on it. It was like it was like
GTL.
extra. But like I had those friends. Like we all had those friends. Like there were those kids in my school, and like all over the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
And just like. But nobody else had that. Like the whole New Jersey was so different from every other place because we had those people.
Yeah.
And everybody just wanted to be like New Jersey.
They just want to be like y'all.
Yeah, they were in love with us.
No, they're obsessed with you.
They were obsessed with us.
Chill out, you guys. I feel like people hate on New Jersey the same way people hate on Virginia a lot of the time. Like, and I live in Virginia and I love Virginia. I think it's the greatest state. I think it's the greatest state in the country. I love it. It has everything. Election coming up, as does New Jersey. Yep. This will probably drop on election day, so everyone please go vote.
Please vote.
For governor. Mickey and Abigail in Virginia. Mickey and or is it Mikey? Mikey in New Jersey. Yeah. Mikey in New Jersey.
And by the way, if anybody's listening from California, Prop 50 is huge. If you're listening from Pennsylvania, forget what I said about Philadelphia. I'm a really big fan.
Vote.
And you still need to vote for your Pennsylvania Supreme Court because that's super important.
Oh,
and
good to know.
For a day, I'll offer up a détente. between my feud with New
There
Jersey,
he
New
goes
York,
again. Détente.
yeah,
I'm gonna write down all the vocab words I learned today. I'm learning so much,
yeah,
but it's good to be underestimated.
yeah,
Whenever people are like, "Oh, like you're dumb" or whatever, I've had so many people in my comments like, "Oh, your career is over." I'm like, keep thinking that.
yeah,
Like it motivates me.
yeah. Oh, I'm wholly motivated by the hate of people who don't like me. Like
Right?
that is like the one thing that just I mean that I don't know if that's like a Jersey thing or an East Coast thing or whatever it may be or
Yeah.
just like like a like a lunatic thing,
You're
but
also an
like
Aquarius,
no,
right?
I'm a
Oh,
Capricorn.
you are a
Yeah, which is like
Capricorn. That makes way more
and I've
sense.
learned about Capricorns and they're just like super
That's why
like
we get along.
like work focused
Yeah.
and motivated and to like a fault
And
and
you're real and like fair and
yeah,
reasonable, I would say. Yeah, no, that's very you. That's so funny. Okay, so I have a few to close. I have a
okay,
few random questions.
sure.
These are just questions that don't come up in common conversation, but like I want to know about my friends, but they're not things you really think to ask. What's your favorite vegetable?
But I have like a basic vegetable is probably carrots.
Carrot, like baby carrots?
No, like a full blown carrot. And the reason is because I give my dog carrots. Like I feed
Oh,
my
you're
dog.
going Roger Rabbit on the carrot?
Yeah.
Stop.
Like I give my dog like we don't do like treats, like
Yeah.
processed treats. So it's just vegetables and we do carrots, broccoli, and like green beans and peppers. And so if there's like those are the vegetables in the house.
What's a conspiracy theory that you believe in?
I am the least
I
conspiratorial
am
person.
too.
Like,
I can tell you mine.
okay, go ahead.
I the refrigerators like that are in airports that have water in them, they're not there to refrigerate water because it's never cold. I think they're like listening devices or something. Also, what the
Yeah,
hell is Life water? Life WTR, the worst it has that and like Aquafina. Like
yeah,
those are my
yeah.
options.
Bad options.
Bad.
Okay. Um, I am not entirely sure that aliens aren't that UFOs and aliens aren't real.
Yeah.
Like I have fallen into those rabbit holes and kind of like refuse to believe that like I can close the door on that one. I'm like if you had to like if I had to choose, it's 90-10, but that 10% is really just like still holding on
Yeah.
strong.
No, I hear that. I think it's crazy to think we're the only people. That feels self-centered to me.
Yeah,
You know what I
but
mean?
it's also like crazy to think that like that they would do the things that we do, which is like, oh, we have to travel, and that feels very human. Right? Like, the notion that we have to,
Yeah,
like,
they have to
travel and
do they wake
explore
up in the
yeah, and,
morning?
like, do they wake up in the morning,
Yeah,
and do they
right.
have and also, like, do they have, like, 2 arms and 2 eyes? Like, it's all of it feels so weird to me that we've
Literally.
just like, we're so egocentric as a species that we're
Yeah.
just like, "Oh, aliens also have 2 eyes, a nose, 2 arms, and 2 legs." It's like,
That's
if
so
we
true.
evolved that way because, like, it's useful here, and we do what we do, like, it's like the human experience where we have to, like, travel, but,
Yeah.
like, why would somebody else wanna, like create a vehicle, like, take that
No,
vehicle
that's
to, like,
so true.
travel into space, like, it's so like, we imbue so much of humanity onto, like, what we've decided aliens would do.
I'm
Like, just
dying.
because we wanna, like, get in the car and drive somewhere on vacation doesn't mean aliens in, like, some other fucking planet or galaxy are
Right.
also gonna be like, "Let's get in our vehicle and go to that planet."
Yeah.
It's
And why the
so
hell would they come
and
here?
why would they come
Why the
here?
hell? I know we're not on like best destinations in the galaxy
Yeah.
list. I hope
No, for
not.
sure.
There's a no
Best
travel.
destinations in the galaxy 2025 does not have us.
Hell no. It's not fun over here. What's something you love about yourself?
Oh, man. Um, oh god, what a miserable question.
No, I
Love
know.
about
You can start with
yourself.
something you don't like about yourself first, because
Um,
that's the next question.
I think,
Or something you're working on.
let's see, working on better mental health.
Yeah.
Working on getting offline, which is
Yeah.
weird for somebody who dedicates his whole life to being online.
It's
Like, my whole
tough.
business is, predicated on being online as much as I can.
Yeah.
Something I do like about myself, I try to have integrity with what I do. I try to like act in good faith.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of the people that I deal with on the right, for example, like right-wing counterparts, I see that they don't and they're happy to like engage in like bad faith arguments. And I'm like, I'm just I try not to do that. And I'm glad that I don't do that. I'm glad
Yeah.
that I'm not like, that like I can go to sleep at night feeling good about what I try to do.
Okay, this is so weird, but I like to arise this debate on my channel here and there. If someone says to you, hey, could you turn up the air? Are they asking you, and there's no follow-up questions.
Yeah.
Are they asking you to make it warmer or colder? If they say, hey, Brian, can you turn up the air? What's that mean?
Colder.
Yes, that's the correct answer.
Because what they're saying is, can you turn up the air conditioning?
Air conditioning, make more come out.
Right.
People try to argue with me that it's actually, they're saying turn up the temperature, aka make it hotter.
But then you wouldn't say turn up the air conditioning, because the air conditioning is a vehicle for cold air.
Correct. But it's just turn up the air. It's not.
Do you wait inline or online?
Inline.
Oh, see, we're gonna differ there.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean?
I would get online for at the movies. I would get online for the.
No, you wouldn't. Just like a doctor's appointment is not an interview. You are in line. You are not online.
You log online.
Wait, are you being serious?
Yeah.
Do you does anyone else say that?
I don't
but
think
you?
so. I think.
What's your reasoning?
It's just force of habit. I don't know. It's just the
you
wrong
say online
thing.
so
it's just
much?
the wrong. Yeah, it's just the wrong thing. Look, I get online. I have an interview with the person at the cash register. We do our interview. 15 minutes go by. No questions off limits. And I get my popcorn.
We got to get you on a vacation to Club La Vela as soon as possible, Brian.
I got to get down to Panama City Beach, Florida.
So, to close, what's something you want people to ask you that you've never been asked before?
Damn, what a good question.
I think you need to start dropping workout videos. Guys need to be posting their muscles more. I need more thirst traps from the guys.
So the hard part about that is trying to reconcile doing something that I like to do, and I was a personal trainer for
nice.
years. From that's how I paid for college. When I turned 19 or 20, I got certified and I was a personal trainer. And I did it for almost 10 years. Lived in LA. That's how I paid for stuff, because acting did not pay any bills. And also, I don't know, there's some virtue for me in knowing that that I can do that thing without feeling like it's a performance.
That's so fair.
I love to do it. It's
for you.
It's my thing. I have my headphones in. It's not I don't go to the gym and talk to people.
No thirst traps from BTC anytime soon. We'll get one here and there.
Yeah. Occasionally.
But for the other guys, listening,
just go for it.
Do more of it.
We do, I will say, from a general, ecosystem wide vantage, we could use some more of it. It's so weird to me how the right has tried to co-opt health and wellness.
I'm Pete Hegseth can't even do a pull-up.
Yeah.
All the guys I know on the left, one, work out, or move their bodies, whatever that looks like for them. But in my college town this past weekend in Athens, Georgia, there was a guy dressed up in a Nazi costume.
I saw that.
Yeah, insane. Outside of the bar I used to work at, Cutters, who, by the way, they're amazing. They would never allow entry. They put up with no bullshit. They fired me for drinking underage. Yeah. And I was family to them. Yeah. My sister worked there. They tolerate no bullshit, okay? But and all these dudes who I assume are conservative, because everyone is in UGA, or a lot of them at least, are kind of milling around, not stepping in. I'm any of my guy friends on the left would have beaten the shit out of that guy, rightfully so.
Mean but true, not every Nazi deserves to be punched.
Every Nazi deserves to be punched. And also, you're a pussy. Sorry. Beyond all of, the terrible things you believe in, you crave being told what to do so bad.
Yeah.
You've never belonged anywhere because your personality sucks.
The best thing is just seeing the video of him and then seeing the mugshot afterwards with the black eye. I was there you go. Some semblance of justice exists in this world.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I don't want to end on that note.
Look, I think fuck Nazis is a great point to end
Nazis. No, that's great. Brian, thank you so much for being here. Where can people find you?
Oh, everywhere on the internet. Mostly on YouTube. It's just at Brian Tyler Cohen. But otherwise, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, TikTok, Substack, the whole thing.
MySpace,
it's always
Zanga,
that's right. Yes,
all
Zanga.
of them. Zanga. I loved Zanga.
Rest in peace. But
R.I.P. Zanga. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. We loved having you.
And congrats on the show. Very exciting.
Thank you so much. And I'll see you next Tuesday.